What's up, beautiful people? Today we're going to be checking out some of the strangest houses to live in the world. Let's get to it.
Hello, friends. The desire to live in comfortable conditions is inherent in each of us. However, I'd like to tell you about some places on Earth where one can not only enjoy the breathtaking beauty of nature, but also find unique conditions for living. In this video, you'll get to see how people manage to find ways to adapt to life in extreme climatic conditions where nature reveals all of its uniqueness. Get ready for an exciting adventure and discover what interesting and unusual places can become one's home. The Haynes Shoe House, Pennsylvania. The construction of this unique shoe house was conceived by 73-year-old millionaire shoemaker Mahlon Haynes, who owned about 40 shoe stores in Maryland and Pennsylvania. The house was built in 1948 to 1949 as an advertising feature. Haynes gave the architect an old shoe and told him to build a house that looked like it. He was inspired by a folktale about a shoe salesman, so that's where this wonderful idea came from. The length of this shoe is about 12 meters and its height is 8 meters. The wooden frame of the building is covered with construction mesh and plastered with cement. The 5-level house and its surrounding area are designed in such a way that everything reminds us of shoes. The mailbox, all the windows, and even the dog's kennel, everything is made in the form of a shoe. The building was initially pinkish in color, but it was later painted white.
This is a house.
Slab City is an informal community in Southern California, United States. Located on what used to be a military base, it got its name from the concrete slabs that remained after the dismantling of military buildings and were used by the local residents as foundations for residential and other buildings. Slab City attracts people who prefer to live away from the bustle of the big cities and want to be part of a free society. Slab City has no government agencies such as the police, fire department, or plumbing, so the residents have to provide for themselves on their own. Slab City has both permanent residents and temporary visitors, such as tourists and festival guests.
Wow, would you like to live in a place like this? Would you be comfortable?
It also has art history projects, such as sculptures and installations. Despite the fact that Slab City doesn't have an official status, the residents of the community take an active part in self-government and the settlement of internal conflicts. La Rinconada is a city in the Peruvian Andes located at an altitude of 5,100 meters above sea level. Due to its location, the city is considered one of the most remote and mountainous cities on Earth. Most of the residents of the city work in the local gold mines. The living conditions in La Rinconada aren't great. There are no sanitary services in the city, no sewage system, and trash is simply thrown out on the streets or burned. The roads in the city are usually filled with dirt and sewage. Moreover, the soil and water are contaminated with mercury, which is widely used by the local miners to extract gold. The glaciers from which the city gets the water is also polluted, while its rapid melting is caused by the operation of the mines. Unfortunately, environmental pollution has led to the fact that no animals live in the valley of the local river, not even butterflies.
People still live there till today? Wow, I know this place.
The city of Whittier is located on the south coast of Alaska. The city's main feature is that most of its residents, about 90% of the population, live in the same building, called the Begich Towers. It is a 14-story residential building built in the 1950s for military personnel, but currently used as an apartment building. The city of Whittier is also an important transportation hub, as the Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel, which connects Alaska to the rest of North America, passes through this city, as well as many shipping routes. The city has a port, which is the main point of sale of fish products and petroleum products. It also has an airport that serves flights to Anchorage and other Alaskan settlements. Bosco Verticale is a unique residential complex in the center of Milan, Italy.
Milan.
This building has a perfect combination of natural elements and urban development. Looking at this green engineering masterpiece makes one feel surreal. The complex consists of 2 towers, 76 and 110 meters high, with 18 and 26 floors respectively.
But won't the plants take over the house?
The outer walls of the towers are covered with plants and trees, giving the building a unique appearance of an unusual forest growing upwards. That's exactly how the complex got its name, vertical forest. Over 900 trees and 90 species of plants grow on the 2 towers. The Manshiat Nassar area is located in Cairo, the capital of Egypt, and is also known as Garbage City. The area is mostly inhabited by outcasts who have been collecting and recycling garbage in Cairo for generations. The residents of Manshiat Nassar collect waste from the streets of Cairo and sort it on site, separating materials for recycling. Many of them live in extremely unfavorable conditions, in small houses with dirty walls and no basic amenities. The streets, houses, and even the rooftops of this area are littered with trash. In fact, it's just a giant inhabited landfill, but people still live very attractive lives there. A garbage museum was opened in the area recently. There, one can learn more about the life and work of the garbage collectors, as well as how they deal with such huge amounts of waste.
How much do they make collecting these things? It's like they're so passionate about it. Maybe they make a good amount of money. Yeah, I saw a video on TikTok. This guy was interviewing one man that is a Christian. The man said in a week he could make about $1,800 from collecting garbage. So he sells the garbage, and also people throw valuable stuff away, like pots and all of those things. So he washes them and resells them. So he says he makes about $1,800 in a week. So yeah, maybe these guys also make a lot of money.
Predjama Castle is one of the oldest castles in Slovenia, located in the middle of a 123-meter high cliff. The castle was built in 1274 in a picturesque valley surrounded by forests and fields, and resembles a swallow's nest from afar. There is a gallery dedicated to its last owner, Prince Vindishgratz, inside the castle. Tourists can visit the castle's dungeons, its many galleries, labyrinths of passages, and tunnels. Centenal de las Bodegas is a small town in the province of Cadiz, Spain. It is located along the narrow gorge of the Trejo River. Unlike many other cities, it isn't built on a cliff and it isn't cut into a mountain. But it's located in a lowland, which is covered by the rocks above that hang over it. Many of these rocks successfully serve as roofs for the local houses. There, one can plunge into the unique atmosphere and escape the hustle and bustle of city life.
Wait, don't the rocks fall? Yeah, I live in BC, and occasionally I've heard rocks have fallen, and then you can see the cuts on the mountains. So don't these ones fall?
Mount Fanjing is a sacred Buddhist site in China and one of the best known and most popular places for tourism. Mount Fanjing is famous for its beautiful scenery and its historical and cultural significance. Getting to the top means climbing up 8,000 steps, which takes about 4 hours, and then one also needs to get back down. There are 2 temples on the mountaintop, which are separated by a narrow gorge with a large stone bridge built over it. Ponte Vecchio is one of the most famous and historically significant bridges in Florence, Italy. It was built over the Arno River in the Middle Ages in 1345. The bridge is known for its jewelry stores, which have been located on it for over 400 years. What's interesting is that there were never any houses on Ponte Vecchio, so they didn't have to be demolished, which is what had to be done with so many other bridges. Ponte Vecchio has also survived many natural disasters, such as floods and fires. The bridge even remained intact during the Second World War, despite the fact that all the other bridges on the Arno River were blown up by the German troops during their retreat. Today, Ponte Vecchio remains one of the most popular tourist destinations in Florence, and its architecture and history continue to attract many visitors from all over the world.
Nicely preserved.
Meteora is a unique rock formation in Greece, located in the northwest of the country near the city of Kalambaka. These are massive rocks that rise high above the surrounding area and create an impressive view. The tops of these rocks have ancient monasteries, which were built in the 11th through the 16th centuries. Meteora is made up of 24 giant rocks, also known as monoliths. Some of them are up to 400 meters high. The monasteries built on top of these rocks are part of the Orthodox monastic community and enjoy great respect and popularity among tourists.
How many hours to hike this one?
The abundance of plastic waste in water bodies is one of the horrifying environmental problems of mankind. An interesting solution was proposed by Richard Soa, who built a small island from plastic bottles. Creating the island, Soa used about 200 to 250,000 plastic bottles and a lot of plywood to help keep the surface afloat. The core of the island is made of plastic held together by strong nets. To strengthen the structure, Soa covered it with earth and then planted trees on it, which eventually took root and helped hold the bottles together. Moreover, he threw garbage and soil onto the island to make it even stronger. The island was launched and is currently located near Isla Mujeres in the Caribbean. After he created the island and built a home on it, Soa moved there with his wife and children. They continue to live on the island to this day, growing trees and various other crops.
Wait, won't the island move to a different country that he might not have a visa for?
Larongdar is a Buddhist academy in the Sichuan province of China. It was founded in 1980 as a monastery, but has since become one of the largest Buddhist academies in the world. There are currently over 40,000 monks living there. They study Buddhist teachings, meditate, and do community service. Although the academy was built in a small village, it attracts many students from all over China and the world. One of the unique architectural elements of Larongdar is the small red houses where the monks live. They are located on the slopes of the mountain. They have electricity there, but they don't have running water, so they have to carry their water in buckets. Montmartre is a small cave city located in the central part of Tunisia. It's famous for its cave dwellings, which were traditionally used to protect it from the heat during the summer months and from the cold during the winter months.
It's crazy how much humans can adapt. Like, we've built houses around everything. Plastic bottles, mountains, caves, waterfall, everything on top of the mountain where you have to hike 4 hours up, 4 hours down. Yeah, humans can do anything.
Montmartre is a small cave city located in the central part of Tunisia. It's famous for its cave dwellings, which were traditionally used to protect it from the heat during the summer months and from the cold during the winter months. The cave dwellings in Montmartre weren't widely known until the 1960s, when the inhabitants of the city began to use the caves as housing after heavy rains, caused floods, and destroyed their regular houses. Since then, the cave homes have become a popular kind of dwelling for many of the city's residents, and they now attract many tourists from all over the world. The trends of modern civilization didn't bypass the ancient city lost among the hills. Satellite dishes, phones, refrigerators, these attributes of progress have firmly taken place in these primitive dwellings. Today, Montmartre has many hotels and guest houses built in the traditional cave style.
Wow, these are the hotels.
Tourists can stay there and enjoy the unique atmosphere of the city. The reed island of Uros is a small island in Lake Titicaca.
Yeah, I know about this.
The island consists of platforms woven with reeds on which houses and other structures are located. The inhabitants of the island of Uros use reeds to create all the structures on the island, including houses, boats, and even a school. The reed is also used in food and for other household needs.
Everything.
Life on the reed island of Uros is very dependent on nature and the environment. The inhabitants of the island lead a simple and traditional lifestyle, preserving the centuries-old traditions and culture of their people.
That's everything. Okay, let me know what you think about that one. I enjoy watching those videos. First and foremost, you're going to learn when you watch those videos. Secondly, you're going to be more inspired to see what other people have done. And a lot of these things were done a long time ago where we didn't even have technology or equipment, machinery basically, to make it work. But people did it with their hands and their efforts and abilities. It just shows how much humans can adapt and what humans can really make when they put their hearts to doing it. See the last one, they basically used one thing for boats, for the island itself, for school, and also they eat the same thing. So humans are self-sufficient, as a matter of fact. Just from that one, you can tell we are self-sufficient. Well, let me know what you think about that one. Feel free to share your thoughts. It's the end of this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a wonderful day. Peace.
I made this bet on my own, bet on my own.